Hey guys, it's Rachel here, and today I'm going to be filming for you guys my June wrap up. I had an excellent month this month. I think this is my best reading month so far this year, and I am ridiculously proud of myself, so I can't wait to show you guys the books that I read this month. I read everything that I read this month. I pretty much liked, except for maybe one book. It's kind of meh, but I read a total of 5 books. By the end of the month officially it will be 6 books, and I started another one. I am super duper proud of myself, and yeah, I will be drinking the wine in this video just because I felt like having a glass of wine. Today's selection is going to be a Frascata. Apparently this is like peach and apple and stuff. It's a sweet wine. It's probably dessert wine. I think I really like dessert wine, so bottoms up. Okay, so the first book that I read this month is going to be Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover. This book I read for the TBR Takedown Readathon that was hosted by Shannon from The Leading Lights. I read this pretty much in a day or two. I really enjoyed this. I had some issues with it, and I think I had issues with it because it was pretty realistic for me. I don't know. I really enjoyed this. This follows a main character named Sydney, and at the beginning of our story, Sydney finds out that her boyfriend and her best friend have pretty much cheated on her, and so she moves out and she meets a guy named Ridge, and Ridge kind of helps her get through it. I enjoyed this a lot. Like I said, it is a really realistic portrayal of how cheating and stuff goes, but I did have issues with it. I think I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, and I do really recommend it if you want a new adult read. The next book that I finished this month is going to be End of Days by Susan E.E. This is the third and final book to the Angel Fall trilogy by Susan E.E. I have already mentioned this book in a wrap-up. I enjoyed this. I ended up giving it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I was kind of disappointed by the ending. I think it was a cop-out. I think it ended a little bit too soon. There was too many loose ends. A lot of storylines were opened up in this book that weren't really able to explore. So I'm really disappointed by this. I really wish that it would have been a 5-book series like it originally intended to be. And I don't know if we'll ever know why it was not panned out into 5 books, but I'm still excited that I finished the book. I still love Susan E.'s writing style. I still ship Rafi and Penryn till the day I die. I don't know. I do really recommend this series if you want a dark Angel series. It follows a main character named Penryn, and Penryn lives in a post-apocalyptic world where angels have come down and kind of destroyed the world, and it follows her trying to get her sister back and a winged angel named Rafi trying to get his wing back. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. Next, we get into the good stuff, the really good stuff. So the next book I read this month is going to be The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torrey. This is an erotic thriller that was recommended to me by Lindsay from Lindsay Ray. I read this in like a day. I loved this book. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was fantastic. If you don't read erotic books, if you don't read books with sex, I still really recommend this to you. It was so good. This follows a main character who has suffered a very traumatic event in her childhood, well, not childhood, but her early adolescence, and she has now developed this kind of desire to murder people. She has this like affliction where she always wants to kill people. So she locks herself into her apartment and she does cam shows. So she does erotic sexual shows on camera on the internet for money. And then she meets some guy who is talking a little bit more realistically than she would want, and she has to decide whether she is going to go out of her bubble and risk other people's lives to save another person. This was fantastic. I absolutely love this. I highly recommend this if you want a quick-paced, fun, really interesting styled read. It's just told in multiple perspectives, but it is so good. I just want you guys to see my dog right now. She is freaking crazy. I cannot get over my dog. Do you see this? Do you see this dog? She is out of her freaking mind. Okay, and then the next book I read this month is going to be Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. I read this book as an e-arc from NetGalley and I absolutely loved it. I have been pushing it on to everybody. I've contacted Nicola Yoon herself to tell her how much I love this book. It was fantastic. This book does not come out until September 2nd, I believe, so I really can't talk to you guys much about it until we're closer to the release date, but just know that this is a book that you're going to want to get when it comes out. This is young adult contemporary following a girl who is allergic to everything. She's pretty much a girl in a bubble, and then a boy moves in next door, and it kind of challenges her and her beliefs and whether she wants to live her life in said bubble. It is so good. I'm telling you guys, you need to pre-order it. It was fantastic. I also have some very exciting stuff going on with this book closer to the release date. And yes, you guys need it. And then the next book I read this month is going to be Do Not Disturb by A.R. Torrey. This is the sequel to The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torrey. So I pretty much read this book and like immediately ordered this one. It was just as good as the first book, although I do think the first book was better. I think this one had some moments in it that kind of threw me off, but I still really enjoyed it. This holds one of my most hated characters ever, Marcus. I freaking hated him so much. He is a disgusting, vile human being. This pretty much follows a couple of months after the events of the first book, and just following how she is coping with it and going about her life. So good. I really enjoyed this. I think I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. Still really recommend the story. The next book in this series comes out in November. The next book that I started this month is going to be The Mirror Empire by Kameron Hurley. This was a gift for my birthday from Jillian from Bookish and Nerdy, and I have made it to 73 pages. I am really enjoying it. It is really good so far. I just kind of put it down because I didn't know if I wanted to read a fantasy at the time, but I will be continuing to read this throughout the month of July. I can't really explain to you guys what this book is about, but it's got war and it's got kind of an interesting gender reverse roles where the women are the ones who are like pretty much, it's a matriarch as opposed to a patriarch. It's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I'm 75 pages into it, and I will be continuing to read this throughout the month of July. And then finally, the book that I will be finishing this month with is going to be Challenger Jeep by Neal Shusterman. I bought this kind of on a whim last week when I was at a Barnes & Noble's. I don't have a Barnes & Noble's near me, so when I have a chance to go, I go, and I bought a couple of books, but it's going to be in my next book haul. So this is a sneak peek. This is Neal Shusterman's most recent book, and I am currently 59 pages into it, and I am really enjoying this. I can tell that this is going to be a very emotional book for me, and I think also if you are a fan of Patrick Ness's books and Patrick Ness's writing style, that you will really enjoy Challenger Deep. This is an interesting story. It follows a main character named Caden, and it follows his progression into mental illness. That's all I really want to say about it, but it is really good so far. It's very it's heart-wrenching, but it's very good so far, and I can't wait to finish it. I will be finishing it within the next day or two, and this will be my final book for the month of June. So yes, those are all the books that I read this month. If you guys have read any of these, please go ahead and let me know. And other than that, guys, thanks so much for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.